He lifted his glass, smiling wide for his friends. "Congratulations, failure," he said, laughing as though the word was a private joke. My birthday. His stage. Their laughter. I slid my little box across the table, small enough to look harmless, heavy enough to end an empire. "Open it," I said, calm, steady. My eyes never left his. Inside was nothing but a folded slip of paper. Numbers, dates, access codes, the kind that bleed a man dry. Explain to your sisters why tuition disappears, to your parents why their house and cars vanish in minutes, and to your partners why the company dies before dessert. I stood. That's when the panic began. We met in a coffee shop years ago. He was magnetic, the kind of man who could make a room lean closer. I mistook charm for love, charisma for loyalty. He said he admired my discipline, how I saved, how I thought long-term. I thought he meant it. I gave him trust, my plans, even my passwords. Love makes you careless. Back then, his hand in mine felt like certainty. I couldn't imagine betrayal, not yet. The signs weren't loud, they were whispers. The late nights, the phone face down on the table. Laughter meant for someone else. The business trips that smelled of perfume he couldn't name. I tested him once. A small lie. I said I'd transferred money to his account for a bill. He didn't flinch, didn't admit the money was already gone. That was the first thread. I tugged. What unraveled was worse than cheating. He was using me, my accounts, my signatures, my discipline, to fund his little performances of wealth. The fancy dinners, the designer suits, the fake generosity with his friends, all built on what he drained quietly from me. Not love, not even lust, just theft. I didn't cry, not in front of him. Inside, yes, the kind of tears that burn because they refuse to fall. But outwardly, I smiled, I cooked, I kissed his cheek when he left. And while he wasted, I gathered. Bank statements, screenshots, recordings, patterns of transfer. His signature in places it shouldn't be. His partners' names linked to shell accounts. Piece by piece, I built a map. Every artery of his little empire. Every secret he thought I was too naive to find. I stopped being his lover. I became his shadow. It had to be clean, precise, no trace back to me. Step 1, freeze the veins. I scheduled withdrawals, transfers, account locks, timed to the minute, automated. Step 2, expose the bones. Evidence delivered to his business partners through anonymous channels, showing how he skimmed off their trust. Step 3, pull the floor. His parents' mortgage, bought in his name, default notices waiting in their inbox. The cars, leased under his signature, repossession orders queued. And Step 4, the stage. His favorite game, public humiliation. So I chose his weapon and turned it. My birthday. Surrounded by the friends he used to measure his worth. The restaurant was his choice. Expensive, loud, where everyone could see. He wanted a show. He got one. He mocked me between sips of champagne, loud enough for the table to laugh. Stories twisted, moments exaggerated, my silence painted as weakness. I let him, because the real show hadn't started. I placed the small box before him, almost tenderly. "Happy birthday to me," I said. He smirked, expecting jewelry, something he could brag about later. Instead, he found paper, numbers, accounts, keys to his ruin. At first, confusion, then recognition. His face drained of color. I leaned in, my voice soft for only him. "You don't own tonight. I do." I straightened, my voice louder now, clear for the table. "Explain to your sisters why tuition disappears, to your parents why their house and cars vanish in minutes, and to your partners why the company dies before dessert. The laughter died. Forks froze mid-air. He stammered, tried to laugh it off, but the first phone buzzed on the table. His partner's face pale. Another call, another notification. Panic spreading like fire. He reached for me. I stepped back. "You did this?" His voice cracked. "No," I said. "You did." It happened fast. His phone lit up with loss after loss. His father called, furious, demanding answers. His partner stood, demanding explanations. His friends, once loud, now silent, watching him unravel. He looked at me as if I'd set the world on fire. I had. His world. And I did it with the same calm he mistook for weakness. I walked out before the shouting peaked, before dessert, just as promised. Behind me, his empire collapsed in real time. On the street, the night air felt cleaner than it had in years. I didn't feel guilty, not for a second. I'd given love, trust, loyalty. He gave me betrayal, theft, humiliation. So I returned the gift, doubled, tripled, wrapped in silence, delivered with a smile. People say revenge is empty, that it leaves you hollow. They're wrong. Revenge, when it's precise, when it's earned, isn't hollow. It's clarity. He thought